Welcome to one of the biggest crossover events in Power Ranger and Kamen Rider fanfiction history, with almost 30 storylines crossing over. These storylines are written and read to you guys across multiple platforms and given to you by the 3 Ranger Bros Studios, which is hosted by Mark, the Red Cornish Ranger, Cosplay Dude 637, and myself, Ty Tiger. So prepare to dive into a storyline that not only crosses over all these stories, but hosts a threat that is willing to take down the entire multiverse as we know it. Let us begin. Rangers and Riders unite. War for the Multiverse. Part 10. The End of the Silver Morphing Master. The Silver Morphing Master floated there, ready to take on the heroes before him.
It's time to end this. We know you're no true Morphing Master.
Jason barked.
You're just a wannabe who takes their issues out on others.
Mark retorted. It's time to end this for good, Dante said. For the multiverse, Jacob muttered. Guys, keep him busy. I'll execute the plan. Don't worry, A said. Then in a flicker of silver, he shimmered away. This'll be the end, yes. But I will be victorious, the Silver Morphing Master muttered.
For the sake of the multiverse, it's morphing time!
Jason roared. Jason, Mark, and Dante all held out their power morphers.
Red Dragon!
Jason yelled.
Kerno bis Vicken.
Mark called out. Mastodon! Dante barked. Their coins glowed in a shimmer of red and black. Jason was merged with the Ultra Grid and morphed into the Red Ultra Ranger. Mark was merged with the Morphing Grid and morphed into the Red Cornish Ranger. And Dante was also merged with the Morphing Grid and morphed into the Black Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. Jason slipped on his ring and held it in front of his rider belt. Henshin! He roared. A red glyph appeared beside him, and he held out his arm. The glyph shimmered through him and encased him in his suit and empowered him with wizard magic, and he transformed into Kamen Rider Wizard. Ha! Pathetic, the Silver Morphing Master growled under his breath. The Red Ultra Ranger launched into the air and slammed his foot into the Morphing Master's staff as he blocked the kick. Then the Red Ultra Ranger brought his fist down hard and slammed the Morphing Master to the ground. The Red Cornish Ranger ran in with power sword in hand, and he slashed the Morphing Master several times as he hit the ground. He then rolled out of the way as Kamen Rider Wizard held out his hand, and a small red glyph appeared before his palm, and then the red glyph appeared under the ground of the Morphing Master. A massive flaming blast erupted from the glyph, scorching the Morphing Master. The Black Ranger jumped into the air, his power axe in blast mode, and he fired multiple times. It rained down on the Morphing Master. The 4 heroes grouped up and watched as the Morphing Master stood unscathed, his Morphing Master robes fixing themselves with ease.
Ace! Do it!
The Red Ultra Ranger ordered. Then there were several heroes that teleported in. The new and improved version of Power Rangers Royal Britannia appeared. The English Ranger jumped in and double-kicked the Morphing Master. The Scottish Ranger landed behind the Master and grabbed him by the shoulders and pulled him down backwards as she kneed him in the back. Then the Welsh Ranger jumped in and slammed their fist into the Master, slamming him into the ground cracking beneath him. Then, as the Morphing Master bounced off the concrete, the Irish Ranger came in, bursting out of the ground and punching the Master back into the air, and then suddenly he teleported away. He teleported outside the Arctic Paishwa Academy, and he stood up and looked around rather confused. Then the Yellow Jungle Fear Ranger in her Jungle Master mode came flying in with full thrust. She bolted past the Morphing Master and slashed him with her Master Claw Booster. The Red Arctic Fear Ranger landed before the Master and double-kicked him multiple times. As he staggered backwards, the White Arctic Fear Ranger appeared and struck the Master with multiple punches. Then the Yellow Arctic Fear Ranger landed and summoned her Penguin Spirit. The Penguin Spirit glided over and swung the hoverboard, smacking the Master with the board. The Master was thrown back, and before he could hit the ground, he teleported away. He appeared on the Animarium. He stood and looked up to see the Wild Force Ultra Zord staring down at him. The Ultra Rangers activated their final attack, and the Ultra Megazord brought down its almighty sword and slashed the Master. There was a massive explosion, and the Master laid there. His surroundings shifted as he stood and saw the Ranger Council's community building stood before him. He stood, and suddenly the King Tyrannid Ranger and Old Man Mark both appeared, and both dealt a devastating slash, the cross slash causing an explosion that rippled through the Master. Then suddenly the Red Corners Ranger appeared and rammed his hand into the Silver Morphing Master and pulled out some of his Morphing Master energy in the form of a silver ball. He then rammed the Dragon Dagger into it, killing the portion of the Master's power. Then the portal opened, and the Red Corners Ranger kicked the Silver Morphing Master through it, and he landed in Universe 19. The Morphing Master stood and saw that he had been transported to Universe 19. He recognized the energy frequency rather well. You really think blinking me around from location to location, universe to universe, is gonna stop me? Stop playing games and fight me! The Silver Morphing Master roared. Then he was hit by an energy blast. He turned to see the Cyberforce Rangers. Each one had their blasters in hand. They all opened fire. Each blast barraged the Master. He then summoned his staff down onto the ground, sending a shockwave, knocking the Rangers off their feet. The green Cyberforce Ranger found her footing quick and summoned her cyber crossbow. She quickly took aim and fired it. The green energy arrow struck the Morphing Master. Then he was teleported away. He blinked, and he was suddenly in the sky, high in the clouds. He looked down and saw the sky base below him floating there. Then suddenly the Skyforce Rangers came flying in, each of them in their individual Zords. The Skyforce jet-like Zords flew around him in a sequence of formations. Open fire! The red Skyforce Ranger barked. All 5 Zords opened fire and each one of them hit the Master. The Master struggled to move under the barrage of massive energy blasts, but eventually he was able to summon a shield to deflect the incoming fire, and he teleported away. He appeared in a car park. His shield diminished and he looked around and saw 5 Kamen Riders stood before him. Kamen Rider Drive ran in, his tire on his chest rotated at extreme speeds, and he hugged the Master, the rotating tire causing sparks as it shredded into the Master's suit. Kamen Rider Mac came in and jumped into the air and opened fire with her blaster. Kamen Rider Drive moved out of the way just in time as the energy blast hit the Master head on. Before he had time to retaliate though, Kamen Rider Ixa ran in and slammed his fists into the Master multiple times and then grabbed the Master as he shoved the Master into Kamen Rider Beast, who slashed him with her almighty claws. Kiva stood there and suddenly red mist filled the area. The sky went black and a blood-red moon appeared in the sky. Kamori detached himself from the belt and flew up into the air, and Kiva jumped high into the air, joining him. Kamori struck the chains on his left armored leg, breaking them, and the wings opened up, revealing the red armor underneath, with a green gemstone in the middle. Kiva then flew down, aiming his winged leg at the Master. He hit the Master dead on and crushed him into the floor. A bat symbol formed in the ground underneath him, and suddenly the Master was teleported away. He then appeared in Angel Grove. He sighed as he turned to see the Ultra Rangers stood before him. All 10 of them. The Silver Ultra Ranger lashed out her whip and wrapped it round the Master's ankle. She pulled with all her might, turning around and bringing the whip over her head. The Master was pulled through the air. Before he could hit the ground, it was as if time itself froze. The Ultra Rangers each summoned their weapons and lunged at him. The Blue Ranger jabbed him multiple times with his trident. The Yellow Ranger struck him with her daggers. The Black Ranger slashed him with his almighty axe. The White Ranger slashed him with Ultra Saber. The Green Ranger slashed him with her Leviathan dagger multiple times. The Purple Ranger managed to catch him with her claws. The Gold Ranger slammed him with his dog-themed knuckle dusters in. The Master hit the ground as then time returned back to normal. The Master hit the ground with a hard thud. The Pink Ultra Ranger fired an arrow which tripled in size and struck the fallen Morphing Master. He was thrown into the air by the impact. He dropped to the ground, his staff sliding across the path. The Red Ultra Ranger picked up the staff.
You won't be needing this anymore.
the Red Ultra Ranger mocked. Then he threw the staff into the air, he ran 2 fingers across his Ultra Sword, and the blade started to glow red. He swung the sword upward and cut the Morphing Master's staff into 2. The Morphing Master knelt there on the ground as pure Morphing Grid energy left his body, and he screamed out as the power was ripped from him. Then a portal opened, and the Red Ultra Ranger kicked him through it, removing him from Universe 19. He appeared from a portal. As he hit the ground, he realized he was in another version of Angel Grove, but this one was obliterated, nothing but rubble laid around him. The Silver Morphing Master stood and knew full well he was in Universe 113. He turned and waited, but no one arrived. He stood there rather confused. Suddenly, the black Mighty Morphin Power Ranger appeared. What? No Future Foundation? No Comrade Gaim? No yin and yang working together? The Silver Morphing Master mocked. Nope. Just your 3 students, the Black Ranger stated, pointing at him. The Gold Celtic Ranger, who had been in Universe 2118, appeared next to him, and the Red Zia Ranger landed next to him as well. Eric and Xander. Oh, I get it now. You know who I am. The Silver Morphin Master sighed. He could feel his powers now waning. All 3 Rangers summoned their weapons and charged at the Silver Morphing Master. The Red Ranger slid across the ground and slashed the Master's legs. The Gold Ranger jumped up, and as he landed, he stabbed his javelin into the Master's chest plate, cracking it. The Black Ranger, with all his might, swung his axe. The blade collided with the face of the Master and shattered the faded mask. The Silver Morphing Master staggered. He looked directly at the Black Ranger with his actual eyes, his human eyes. For the first time in a long time, he saw with his human eyes. Thanks, boys. I'll take it from here, the Black Ranger told his 2 best friends. Then he hit his teleporter, and the Silver Morphing Master and himself teleported to the land without time and space. The Master stood and spun around in horror that once again he was still in the place that he was birthed. His Morphing Master facade was created. The Red Ultra Ranger, the Red Cornish Ranger, and the Black Mighty Morphin Ranger stood there waiting. Of course you would win. I am no fighter. I'm a creator. Hell, I'm just a puppet. The Master sighed.
Hence why you manipulated a poor soul into being a massive multiverse threat.
The Red Cornish Ranger replied. Exactly, the Master stated.
Drop the suit! You don't need it anymore.
The Red Ultra Ranger demanded. The Morphing Master took a deep breath in, and in a flash of white light, his Silver Morphing Master armor vanished, leaving the man there alone with no more power. Adam Park of Universe 113 stood there for the first time in a long time. The 3 Rangers demorphed. Adam stood there confused. He was waiting for the final attack, the final fight, waiting to be removed from existence just like the Power Rangers did to every single monster they ever encountered. But then Jason walked over to him and held out his hand.
Nice to meet you, Adam,
Jason said with a weak smile. Adam took the hand shakily and shook it with the response of Jason's tight grip. I am confused, Adam muttered.
We fight monsters, not humans. Why would we make you blow up? Besides, you are the result of control and manipulation.
Mark told him. So now what happens to me? Adam asked shyly. We can figure that as time goes on, Dante replied. Wait, you guys knew who I was? And your plan was just what exactly? Adam asked. We kinda gathered you wouldn't have put much of a fight. If you're truly a Morphing Master, you would have done so. Actually, if you're truly a Morphing Master, we wouldn't have stood a chance, Dante replied.
You also give one person all the power. Power to wipe out Rangers and Riders. We figured it out because you didn't go after our villains. Hence why we brought them in. This wasn't about dimensions. You don't care if your little pawn won. You wanted to piss off William. That was your end goal,
Jason stated.
So, We got our universes, and we made sure everyone was ready. Each one hit you with something. You're getting blinked around, different locations, then jumping universes, keeping you on your toes. It throws you off balance.
Mark explained. You guys are from completely different universes. You lead different teams, and yet you manage to work together. I can truly see why William favours you three, Adam muttered. Adam walked around the empty rock platform. I hate this place. I just want to go home. I don't even know where home is anymore. Adam cried out. A small tear ran down his cheek.
And you will eventually. We have a few tests we want to do with you first. But you should, for the most part, be able to return to Universe 113.
Jason told him. Adam turned to him at the mention of his home universe.
But on one condition. No more Ranger business. I think it's only fair, for safety and trust of all of the Rangers connected throughout the multiverse. And you will live the rest of your life a normal civilian.
Mark suggested. I think that is fair. Adam sighed. Suddenly a portal opened and Kamen Rider Wizard walked out. He demorphed and Jacob waved. Hey there, Adam. I've made a place for you to live, and I thought maybe I could use my magic to run some tests on you in a more pleasant location, Jacob said with a warm smile. Adam nodded. He then turned to Jason, Mark, and Dante. I'm sorry. I understand that I was wrong. I'm glad you guys managed to fix everything. William did a lot. He angered me. He knows a lot of scary, terrifying information. I wanted to know... I wanted to help champions and defenders, but that's all he would tell me. I truly fear for your future. You should too, Adam told them.
Oh, don't worry about William. He is next on the agenda,
Jason said with determination. Hey, Adam, I'll come see you soon, okay? Dante nodded. Okay, thanks, Dante. I would like that a lot. Adam nodded. He then followed Jacob through the portal, and the trio stood there in the land without time and space as the portal closed.
You know, he has a point. Without all of us working together, even before we knew who the true mastermind was, we would not have had a single chance of success.
Mark stated. Yeah, glad we can rely on each other, especially in massive times of crisis, Dante said with an awkward grin.
Maybe we need a solid communication between Universe 1920 and 113. That way we don't fall for the element of surprise. We can manage situations better and, as always, work as a team,
Jason suggested. Mark and Dante nodded in agreement, and then William appeared before them. Well done. You managed to defuse the situation pretty quick. Maybe there is more to you Rangers than big robots, weapons, flash explosions, and dragged-out fights. William chuckled.
He was only on this path because you put him on it,
Jason barked. Seems like you're the result of a lot of stuff, Dante growled.
It's time, William. Tell us what you know.
Mark snapped. Yes, you cleaned up my mess, and I appreciate you for that. And yes, a deal is a deal. What do you want to know? William asked as he adjusted his glasses.
Champions and defenders. Adam said it. Explain that,
Jason demanded. Sure. I'm a part of a team called the Mysteries. We are here, scattered across the wide array of multiverses, to make sure that when the inevitable happens, we have made an army not only large in numbers, but large in variety, making sure each multiverse has a representation. But we are unsure, as if this war wages, if our enemy would sneak attack these multiverses that our champions have left behind. So we also look out for defenders, original people from these multiverses to defend, and that we can entrust to defend their homes once the champions have left, William explained.
So, me and Jason are defenders?
Mark asked. Yes, I need you, Mark, for several reasons. You have, without realizing, made friends and connections, and hell, you've even led some of which are my champions. Some, however, you will aid in defending, and Jason is a fierce leader nevertheless. Someone who aura alone admits leadership and strength. Someone every ranger would be proud to follow, William stated. And that makes me your champion, Dante sighed. As Jason is someone I trust to lead my defenders, Dante. Yes, I made sure you were placed on the path you are. You will lead my Power Ranger champions when the time is right, William told him.
I don't like it. It's always power and control with you multiversal types. Why can't you just let us be?
Jason snapped.
I have to agree. The manipulation. I mean, how do we know you're not lying to us right now? Just to be a puppeteer. Use us even more.
Mark sighed. That is why you have 5 minutes with the boss. You'll not remember the conversation we just had, nor will you remember the conversation with the boss, not until that you need that information, and I am willing to be a bit more hands-on from now on. Actually, use myself as means of communication. You know, in case something tries to kill Father Christmas, or Cupid goes insane again, or if someone else believes they can go and ruin the multiverse, William told them. A white door appeared before William as he stood to one side. Jason stepped up to William.
Sacrificial promise. I understand sometimes you have to do what you do. I get it. But we need to be more involved, even if it's just us three. So promise me that you will keep to your word. Let us remember when we need to, and be there when we need you to.
Jason demanded with his hand extended. William looked at Jason's cold expression and saw all the desperate emotions hidden behind the sturdiness in his eyes. Agreed. William nodded and shook his hand. There was a small energy surge that filtered through both their palms. What the hell did you just do? Dante asked.
Thank Shinra. She just sent me a message and explained what to do. Now if William breaks it, I die. And he loses his precious leading defender.
Jason told them.
I guess we better start trusting each other then.
Mark retorted as he looked back at William. Dante stepped up to the white door and Jason and Mark followed him. Dante touched the door and it swung open. The three rangers were swallowed in by the light. As the light faded, they were in a cottage, a roaring fire dancing in the fireplace. Before them, there was three young men, one in black, one in blue, and one in red. The one in red looked at them and smiled. It's nice to finally meet you guys. We're the leader of the mysteries. This here is my friend Eric, this is my brother Leo, and I'm the head of the operation. You can call me Sparks, said the one in red. The three rangers looked stunned. They gave each other a confusion-filled look, then looked back at the three mysteries. We understand you have some questions for us, Leo asked, and then for the next 5 minutes, Dante, Mark, and Jason finally understood everything that was at stake.
What you have just listened to is a product created by the
William stood in the land without time and space. Before him, three individuals approached. The first man wore a red jacket, his black hair slightly covering one eye, and a cocky grin on his face. The second was a young man with a yellow band across his forehead. He wore the dime night clothing and his baggy short sleeves being yellow and black. The third was a wicked-looking man with a white jacket. Welcome, Captain Marvelous of the Gokaijas, also known as Gokai Red, Dime Tribe Night Boy, the Tiger Ranger of the Zoo Rangers, and Mikoto, the legendary and may I say cunning Abba Killer of the Abba Rangers. Welcome to the land of the living. William grinned. Thank you. But was the Power Ranger multiverse completely removed of all living energy really necessary? Marvelous asked. Yes, it was. The Super Sentai universes needed rebooting. It has long been dead, removed, and forgotten. The Morphing Masters didn't want a hand, but had given me permission. My boss also gave me permission, so I did what was needed, William explained. So the Power Ranger universes are okay, and now the Super Sentai universes are awake again as well. Is that going to cause any issues? Boy asked with worry. No, your prime universes are set and they cannot be touched. Rules of multiverse manipulation as you see fit. As for you guys, and those like you, I see no need for you guys running into the Power Rangers, and both your power sets, yet similar, do come off of different power sources. William shrugged. But there will be one of you, right? Looking for champions, I mean? Makoto asked. Yes, there will be, William said with a grin. Why does it feel like you've also played us here? Marvelous asked with a sigh. Oh, please, I played all of you. My universes that I watch and have champions in will forever be changed, without them even realizing it. The now normal will always have been their normal. As for you guys, we already have started looking for champions, creating alternate histories, making new universes, telling new stories. Hell, I heard there's even a Sentai-esque Spider-Man swinging around. William chuckled. Makoto revealed his Dino Minder on his sleeve, identical to that of the white Dino Thunder Ranger Morpher. Easy, Abakilla. No need for that. Yes, you have been the original Rangers, sure, and your powers are far superior of those of the Power Rangers, but I could sneeze and erase you from existence. William threatened. Calm it, Makoto. It was part of the deal we made in Soul Purgatory. Our multiverses get revived, and we in turn help the mystery appointed to making Super Sentai champions. Marvelous snapped. Makoto pulled down his sleeve and rolled his eyes. Now leave my place, return to your universes, and I'm sure we'll see each other again. William ordered. A portal opened, and Boy and Makoto walked through it. Marvelous stopped and turned to William. Your methods aside, thank you for bringing the Super Sentai multiverse back, Marvelous said with a nod. It was nothing. Only manipulating my own puppet and manipulating another wannabe, being to wipe out life in the entire Power Ranger multiverse, to contain it in one place, removing it from play for enough time for me to break the cage, spark life into your multiverse. Just another Tuesday for me, really. William grinned. Marvelous looked at William with worry, thanks, and honor. Then he walked through the portal, and for the first time, what felt like forever, he entered the brand new Super Sentai multiverse.